Relationships by user Automatic Bake. Title: I 33F don't want to spend every weekend with my partner's 32M parents. Throwaway since he knows my URL, he'll probably figure it out if this gets too much attention. Together 3 years. TLDR every one of my weekends are spoken for because he has a close relationship with his parents. I don't want to get in the way of that. I have tried telling him I'm cool staying home alone while he goes and visits them, but if I tell him I want to stay home, he acts like he has to also. My partner has a close relationship with his parents and he has dinner with them every weekend. They're fine people, I really like them. I don't have a healthy family life, I like to be at home, and I enjoy my alone time. I have told him that I'm alright with him leaving me at home so he can go to his parents' house, but if I tell him I don't want to go, he treats it like we can't go. I host them occasionally, but I genuinely and desperately need a weekend or two a month of just laying in bed and doing nothing or seeing my friends, just not having to be in the car for an hour each way. How do I communicate these needs more effectively? Edit. Thanks for the advice, guys. I guess I was feeling like I was a jerk for not wanting to go to his parents' house regularly. My family is toxic. I'm hesitant to use such a heavy Reddit buzzword, but it is apt in my situation, and they were abusive before I went low contact. I see them maybe a few times a year and I like it that way. His family is generally very healthy and they truly are delightful people. I enjoy their company, just less, I suppose. I have said outright that I just don't feel like going over there, and one of a few things happens. 1. He stays home with me and is mildly sulky, but he gets over it fairly quickly, then rinse and repeat next weekend. 2. We do something else out of the house and he forgets what I said, and I don't really have another option. I suppose I could ride share home, in these cases as it is rare. Or 3. They come to our house, which is equivalent to the initial complaint. I think a compromise that works for me is a once per month visit for me and he can do as he wishes, as usual. Comment by Stranger0n Reddit: yeah, every weekend is a lot, I would not want to go that often either. Express to your boyfriend that you enjoy his family and that he's close with them, but visiting with them every weekend is too much for you. Note that you've come to realize that having personal time during the weekend to just decompress at home, be alone, or see friends is important to your mental health, and you'd like to find a compromise that satisfies both of you. Maybe that would mean agreeing to dinner with them together once a month, and if he wants to go more often than that, he can on his own. Reply by Cat Loves Mocha: yeah, I wonder. Did you have a conversation with your sig other using this language? I think that explaining that it's healthy for a couple to have separate activities and to have me time for your mental health, but that you are willing to join him once a month or once every other month should be a good compromise. Comment by Rebas Bathtubgan: but if I tell him I don't want to go, he treats it like we can't go. So, let him treat it that way. Let him stay home. Or do whatever. You go out with your friends, or see a movie, or play games, or web surf, or go shopping, or lay in bed all day and scroll on your phone, or get takeout just for yourself and lay on the couch and watch whatever movie you want. Let him entertain himself. If he huffs and puffs, that's okay. He is a grown adult who is free to go to the movies, or go get ice cream, or lay in bed, or go to his parents, or entertain himself. If he's going to passive aggressively pout to make you entertain him, then call out that behavior right away. It's not at all acceptable. Reply by Jiglio the way: this was my exact response. Your boyfriend is being unreasonable in this, so if you come to him bowing and scraping an apology for your reasonable actions, it also legitimizes his actions. Just be upbeat and normal and do what you want to do, like of course it's rational, which it is. He'll either get used to it and be fine, or he'll kick up a fuss about it, at which point you can have the conversation. Comment by Rosaface: tell him you need alone time. You are leaving it open for him to hear whatever he wants by saying I'm alright with him leaving me at home so he can go to his parents. That isn't clear. Try something like, I need alone time. When you visit your parents for the weekend is perfect for me. You go to them and I'll get my downtime. I would like to do this 2 weekends a month. And see what he says. Reply by Baby Buntcakes: this. I actually did this when my current so and I got together. I said sometimes I just need to be with me and it has nothing to do with you or my feelings towards you. If I'm upset or happy or whatever with something, I will let you know. It's been 10 years, so it worked for me. When you ask him why we can't go and he goes by himself, what does he say? Is it that his family will reject you if you don't come to stuff? Is it that he thinks you're a unit and should do everything together? What is it that stops from him going by himself some of the time? Is there a compromise? My family is overwhelming. They are your typical large family that has 8 conversations going at once. My so hates it, so he comes to big things but not everything, and the occasional game night or dinner when it's just the immediates. Comment by Sweet Potato 781, he is 32 years old, he understands that he can go to his parents without you. However, he is unable to say no to his parents and is using you as an excuse. When you say no, you won't go, then he gets to tell his parents that he can't go either and then blame it on you. This is unacceptable, they are his parents and he needs to be able to set his own boundaries with them and not try and put it on you. Be very clear how often you are willing to go to his parents, for instance, one night per month. If he wants to go more often, then he goes alone. If he doesn't want to go more often, then that's on him and he needs to tell that to his parents. Reply by Ari Banana, my boyfriend's parents used to have every weekend booked months in advance. It took a conversation with my SO for me to understand that even he felt it was a lot, but when he was single, he didn't really have an excuse to back out and had just continued the pattern. So it turned out my boyfriend wanted the same thing I did but didn't know how to make those boundaries. It helped my in laws to understand when we explained that with my family too. If we spent that much time with family, we had no time to spend with each other. I'm sure my mill just heard baby rattles and lullabies, but it worked. We see his family once a month, mine every week or so, and each of us spend solo time with our respective families outside of that. It's a much better balance, Hanslati. Comment by Ghost Forest, I have a very close relationship with my parents and my husband loves them too. No drama, everyone loves and respects one another. But, I try to see them at least once a week. My husband prefers to go less often. That's fine. I go without him. My parents are fine with it and so am I. He ends up going to visit once every 1 to 2 months. We've been doing it this way for 15 years. You have every right to only go occasionally and to have free weekends to do what you want without this standing appointment. And, your partner should have your back on it. There was very little pushback from my family about our arrangement, but I made sure if was me who they discussed it with and I would not have tolerated any snippy comments or attempts to color his decision negatively. In a couple, each partner has to run interference with their own family and stand as a united front. If your partner and his family can't handle a similar setup, they're not the family for you. Comment by Mr. Buttawanab, you can only control what you do. When you decide to stay home, then that is on him to decide what he wants to do. I bet you have communicated very clearly to him already several times. If you share what you wrote here really clearly communicates your needs. Be prepared to get the same back from him though, i.e., he ignores, just plain cannot understand or does not want to understand. Relationship